Joining us now is Ali Pardo, the Deputy Communications Director for the Trump campaign. So, Ali, today was a historic day no matter where you stand politically. I mean, the concept of peace in the Middle East, that has been something that every administration has been unsuccessful at, dating back to really the conflict itself and the creation of Israel. But when we talk about what happened today, what's the significance of this achievement?
This is a breakthrough for peace. This is 2 peace agreements that we've seen within a month. I mean, this is something that we haven't seen in generations, in decades. And the president, it is because of his steadfast leadership. It's because of his diplomacy and not a reliance on unneeded or unnecessary wars, a reliance on solid and good diplomacy. The president has been able to deliver something that other administrations can only dream of.
And when we talk about the idea of getting out of these endless wars, I think you're exactly right to bring that up because it goes beyond the conflicts themselves. Of course, Americans here at home don't want their sons, daughters, loved ones overseas dying in these conflicts, risking their lives for what can only be described now as regime change and nation building. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. They want to make sure that there's diplomatic ties around the world, not the use of hard power or real actual type of conflict. That's something they don't want as well in order to direct more attention here at home. I think that's the other side of the coin that a lot of people don't recognize. So on that front, how is the president making that pitch to the American electorate?
Well, look, when we have a stronger force of America's standing in the world, when we are standing as a leader in foreign policy, when we are bringing historic peace agreements to regions in the world, that is elevating our standing. That is putting us at a better position to make better trade deals that benefit American workers, to bring American working jobs back to our country, to ensure that our economy is once again the leader in the world. But you can only do all of those things when you have solid, good diplomacy. This president has brought that back, has brought back that standing to America, and that's why we're seeing continuous good deals after good deals, peace in regions that people could only dream of before this month. I think that is the type of leadership that President Trump has brought and that we're very excited to hopefully have for 4 more years.
And Ali, this isn't to say either that the United States is just getting completely out of the Middle East, but what it is a change in strategy. It's the idea that we no longer have to appease Iran or appease Hamas, for example, but instead that maybe Israel and these other Arab countries who want to prosper beyond what they are right now and really look out for their people and not just the people in power. This is a way to do it. This is a way to bring economic and commercial ties to those countries without having any conflicts or trying to change the leadership of anything like that. In fact, we were just talking about a study that throughout the entirety of the U.S. presence in Afghanistan and Iraq, 37 million people have been displaced. And that doesn't only affect those 2 countries. We saw the outpour of refugees into Europe, for example, that affected the crisis there. It also led to the spread of ISIS, which of course is now gone as well. So all of these things taken into account as well. Is the message by the Trump campaign that despite the words that people may not like or the tweets, that this president is actually making this country and the rest of the world safer?
I mean, that's unarguable. That is inarguable. This president is 100% making us safer here at home. He's making people safer in the Middle East. He's making people safer all over the world. The president has said it, when we have a strong America, when we put America first, we are a leader on the world stage. And by doing that, we have a stronger country here at home, a safer country here at home. We are beating terrorists abroad, but we're also bringing peace to areas that are no longer having the conflict that become breeding grounds for terrorism. Everything the president does is putting Americans first. I cannot wait till the president goes out and has his discussion with Joe Biden and gets to contrast his vision for America and what we have and what we're seeing from Joe Biden and his vision for America. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity for the Americans just to see how clear and how different Joe Biden is with Donald Trump's leadership.
And I think the timing of this peace accord is important, too, because this will be something now that'll be brought up during that debate. And it seems like foreign policy, it goes under the radar a little bit, but this might be a strength of the Trump administration. I mean, this is a historic deal within itself. And then you contrast that with what Biden has done on this front. So you could look at his vote for the Iraq war. You could look at the ongoing drone and I would say expansion of the war powers throughout the Middle East under the Obama administration, whether it's been in Libya, Syria. I mean, you could name a bunch of different countries. And I think that's almost the problem that a lot of Americans have. So when it comes to making that case to the American public on the debate stage, how is the president preparing for that debate?
Well, first thing I want to touch back on foreign policy. It was an Obama official that said Joe Biden has been wrong about almost nearly every single foreign policy policy decision of our lifetime, of my lifetime. So I think that if you look at that and you look at what the president's going to be able to say and turn to, you're right, it is an extremely strong position and issue for the president, especially when you tie it with the trade deals that we talked about last week, when you tie it with USMCA, the China trade deal. There's a long list of things that this president has done to put us first, not only here at home, but like I said, when it comes to our standing in the world. When it comes to the debates, the president wants to debate more often and as often as possible. I think one thing that we're concerned about is still right now, we don't have a debate scheduled before the American people start voting. There's people voting right now. People in Minnesota, people in North Carolina are going to be voting in the coming days or already are voting. And it is very important for them to be able to hear President Trump and Joe Biden speak head to head. The president's preparing by leading the country. I'll leave it at that and leave the rest for our imaginations and what we're going to see on the debate stage.
Yeah, I thought maybe I could try to get a little secret tidbit out of you or something there, but you're better.
A little something. I'm trying.
You're a professional. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be too successful on that front, but it was worth a try. And I think you're exactly right that it is a strange development that there are Americans voting right now before they can really see these two candidates duke it out. But I think that a lot of Americans also know that that's intentional from one of these campaigns as well. So I think it's their point to make that conversation going into November 3rd. But Ali Pardo, I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight, breaking down these new developments. Thank you.